那人怎么可能？哎呀！人傻呀！这他没写那种。人傻。
यो बेत्रावती बजार हो। यो अर्को बाटो केही पनि छैन। यो सबै खोला, यो सबै घर भएको ठाउँ अहिले यस्तो छ अवस्था हेर्नुहोस् यहाँ। त्यस कारणले गर्दा तलतिर यो तलतिर बस्नु न, सबैजना सुरक्षित भएर बस्नु न।
Oh my god! Oh boy! Lama! खोला हेर्नु गाइस, खोला। ओ माई गॉड मार्यो भाग केटा हो भाग।
बिसेप है बिसेप सबैजना बिसेप केटा यो त खोला आमा ओइ बढिरहेछ खोला अझै माथि जानु ओमा म चाहिँ घर बगाए बाच घर लग्यो मेरोमा घर लग्यो मा खराब घर लग्यो बाच ओइ आमा यता माथि यता
उता माथि त्रिशुली बजार केही छैन त्रिशुली स्कुल पनि छैन सबै सिधेको अवस्था
You can't see 20 meters ahead. You can't breathe without coughing. You can't even send your children to school. Indonesia is choking and has been for weeks. 10 million respiratory cases, 15 times above safe pollution limits. 43 flights grounded, millions trapped indoors. How long can a nation survive when the air itself becomes the enemy? Thick smoke from wildfires has settled over large parts of Indonesia, forcing schools shut, grounding flights, and pushing respiratory illness cases into the millions as the country's health ministry scrambles to respond. According to the health ministry, more than 3 million people across 37 cities and regencies have been directly exposed to the smoke, with respiratory cases climbing to around 400,000 a week since July 27th and surpassing 10.6 million in total by August 5th. In Riau province, visibility has dropped to around 500 meters, with pollution levels in the air reaching more than 15 times the World Health Organization's recommended safety limit. One Pekanbaru resident said that the smoke was causing severe eye irritation, headaches, and dizziness.
It has been about a week now, 7 days. The impact is the smoke, which is very painful, especially for our eyes. It even makes our heads hurt and feel dizzy when we are exposed to the smoke.
Another resident urged the provincial government and President Prabowo to provide better firefighting facilities and build a large water reservoir in the area.
This is my message to the governor of Central Kalimantan and President Prabowo. They need to see the situation of people here. The losses suffered by the community are enormous because we actually lack the necessary facilities. We need to build a large water reservoir in the middle of the area. That has been our request from the beginning. I have already built a 1-hectare pond, but the equipment cannot reach it.
Parents across the region are keeping children indoors. One father in Pekanbaru said his young son had developed a persistent cough, forcing the family to shut their windows and rely on air conditioning to keep the air breathable. Authorities in Riau have distributed around 110,000 masks to residents, alongside medicine and medical supplies for both the public and firefighters battling the blazes. The province has logged more than 237,000 respiratory infection cases since January 1st, with peatland fires, which burn underground and resist easy extinguishing, driving much of the crisis. Further south in Palembang, air quality reached what officials classify as very unhealthy on August 23rd, with visibility falling to just 20 meters at its worst. One mother there said she had kept her daughter home from school since August 21st after the child began coughing, adding that even adults were feeling the irritation in their eyes and noses as the smoke thickened through each day. In Kalimantan, the haze grounded 43 flights between Jakarta and the island over the weekend of August 22nd and 23rd. Emergency rooms in West Kalimantan are now recording around 5,000 respiratory visits a week, 10 times the average seen earlier in the year. The Health Ministry has deployed more than 300 health workers to the worst affected areas of Central and South Kalimantan, setting up round-the-clock health posts and distributing masks, respiratory medicine and eye drops to communities living under the smoke. With fires still burning across peatlands stretching from Sumatra to Borneo, officials say the haze shows little sign of lifting, leaving millions to navigate daily life through smoke that has become impossible to escape.
What do we say then? What do we say then? Are the Most High's words true, or is he a liar? What is very perplexing is the fact that is right before everyone's eyes. All of these things that are happening at the same time, layer upon layer, in the places where we were taken away to the four corners of the earth, that is the children of Akobi, into captivity, in the places that the scriptures refer to as strange lands. In the places where the children of the fallen reside, we see all of these things happening at the same time. Each day, the pace picks up faster and faster and faster. So what is it that we choose not to believe? As it was in the days of Noah before the flood, so shall it be in these days. Because you see, in those days, everyone continued on. They continued on even though they were being told what was going to happen. Now, mind you, that was a wretched generation, because most of those that were walking the earth, with the exception of Noah, had been, for the lack of a better term, genetically altered by the fallen, by the watchers. And so the deluge had to come to destroy both man and beast, because so much had been corrupted. It tells us, so shall it be in these days, right? So for those that want to sit there and believe that what they're seeing is happenstance or it's a one-off, it is not. Prepare yourselves. And for those that are of the inheritance of the Father, awaken and see and perceive and turn back to covenant that you may live. For those that are not to see, and those of the children of the fallen, destruction is coming, and you will see it, and it will not stop. The Most High will accomplish that which he has set out to do, as I continue to repeat. And who will stand? Who will stand in the face of all that is to happen? Because there will be no rebuilding. There will be no repair, because there will be nothing left to use to rebuild. And each man and every man will run in fear, because when they see the works of their hands destroyed, they will have no desire to strengthen themselves, nor will they be able to strengthen themselves to rebuild. And so as we continue to look forward and talk about the things that we need to talk about in this series, it's my hope that we shall awaken, Yashral, and rise. And it's my hope that the children of Adam as well shall hear and heed what needs to be heeded. Because the next cleaning that's coming, Babel, the head of the beast, will fall last. But after that, the cleaning out of the Most High's land will also be accomplished. His land, his set-apart land, the parts of Al-Kebilon, aka Africa, that is set apart and set aside for his people, his inheritance, where his name is, shall also be cleaned out of the children of the fallen and those that are in confederate with them. So prepare yourselves, those that have attached yourself to them, because the Most High's land is for his people, for them to be returned to his land and to dwell therein and in peace. So those that are not of the seed of man shall be removed. They shall be destroyed by his hand. And his land which they divided among themselves, as he has written in his word, and take from his storehouses, shall be cleansed, that his people shall be returned and dwell in peace. So prepare yourself, because the cleaning is coming. The house cleaning is coming. And all that you see, and all that you pined after of Babel, and all that Babel had to offer, and all of the strange land, and all of the things that many of you were mesmerized by, shall be no more.
The nights aren't cooling down. The days are getting even hotter. Seoul is approaching 40 degrees Celsius, pushing the city towards one of the hottest days in its history. The government has ordered an all-out response as the heat wave claims more lives. South Korea's new climate reality is arriving faster than expected. A city is melting under relentless heat. Roads are being sprayed with water, air-conditioned shelters are overflowing, and millions are being told to stay indoors. South Korea's capital is now bracing for what could become one of the hottest days in its modern history as an unprecedented heat wave pushes Seoul towards record-breaking temperatures. South Korea's record-breaking heat wave is expected to peak over Seoul on Thursday, with temperatures forecast to reach 39 degrees Celsius, bringing the capital close to its all-time record of 39.6 degrees set during the historic heat wave of August 2018. The extreme weather has already been blamed for more than 20 deaths and continues to place enormous pressure on public services as authorities race to protect vulnerable residents. President Lee Jae-myung described the situation as unlike anything the country had previously experienced.
Extreme heat on a scale we have never experienced is continuing day after day. In Yangsan, South Gyeongsang Province, extreme heat with temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius has reportedly persisted for several days. Heat wave conditions once seen only in foreign news reports have now become our reality. I ask all government ministries and local governments to make every effort to minimize heat wave related damage by fully mobilizing all available personnel and resources.
The warning comes after another sweltering night in Seoul, where temperatures in some neighborhoods barely fell below 30 degrees Celsius. Forecasters say the mercury could even climb to 40 degrees Celsius as persistent easterly winds continue to intensify the heat across western parts of the Korean peninsula. The capital has effectively transformed into a giant cooling operation. Water trucks carrying 12-ton tanks are spraying major roads across the city to cool overheated asphalt. City officials say more than 200 water trucks covered around 7,000 kilometers across Seoul in a single day as efforts intensified to reduce surface temperatures. Meanwhile, residents are changing their daily routines to cope with the relentless conditions. Office worker Kim Joo-yeon abandoned her summer travel plans and decided to remain at home because of the heat.
Even if I turn off the air conditioner for just 5 minutes, the apartment heats up almost immediately. I'm even reluctant to walk to the convenience store across the street. I've been ordering delivery for most of my meals.
This morning, some of the nation's biggest grocery stores racing to pull products with jalapenos off their shelves, as the FDA warns of a salmonella outbreak that's made hundreds of people sick across 27 states. Walmart, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and Target recalling some guacamole, dips, and salsa with jalapenos. Kroger, Albertsons, H-E-B, and Walmart also pulling affected meat and poultry products with jalapenos like wraps, burritos, and enchiladas.
It seems like everything's being recalled.
In Virginia, Saki Kurose tells us she's worried about what foods to feed her 14-month-old baby.
At this point, I just don't know what I can trust.
Many of the voluntarily recalled jalapeno products, which are not tied to any positive salmonella cases, were made by Taylor Farms, the same company linked to the deadly cyclosporiasis outbreak traced to iceberg lettuce. The FDA says that lettuce originated from central Mexico, while the jalapenos came from Mexico's Sinaloa region, and they were distributed by a company called Coast Citrus. The outbreak spotlighting Taylor Farms' broad reach within the nation's food supply. The company said last year it made 40% of all salad kits sold in the U.S. and accounted for 265 million servings of fresh vegetables to Americans each week. Many of its products go to food distributors, then on to hospitals or schools. Now, with students going back to school, like at this district in Bullock County, Georgia, administrators are on alert.
Preventing foodborne illnesses are a major part of what we do every day.
Now, the Trump administration made a separate food-related announcement Monday, proposing a rule that would force companies to notify the FDA before they put new ingredients or additives into processed and packaged foods. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says this will create more transparency about what's in our food. Companies will still decide themselves if the additives are safe, guys.
FDA now warning that eating some frozen blueberries could potentially kill you. That's right, kill you, not make you sick, kill you. This as it ups the E. coli threat to its highest level. We're talking about these prepackaged blueberries and mixed berries from the brand Greenwise. Publix grocery stores pulled them off the shelves across the country a few weeks back over potential E. coli contamination. This is where the outbreak stands. 12 cases in Florida. In Georgia, they have 4 of those ending up in the hospital. The CDC says the true count is probably much higher. Dr. Akash Sal is here to talk about this one. So, Doc, I mean, how does raising the threat here change how people should be buying their groceries?
Well, so this has to do with the sort of level of risk that the FDA has assessed, right? And it's assessed through something called a class recall. So, you know, when the FDA recalls products, they put them into different classes, class 1, class 2, or class 3. I mean, as you alluded to, this is a class 1 recall. This is the FDA saying that these sort of product that they're recalling could cause serious adverse health consequences or death. You may recall, Ryan, a few weeks ago, earlier this summer, we heard about an egg recall linked to salmonella. That was also a class 1 recall. So this isn't the first time we're seeing that, level of seriousness in terms of a food recall. Class 2, Ryan, could be products that could potentially make you sick or potentially make you temporarily sick. And class 3 is something that they're recalling that is unlikely to make you sick. So out of the 3 classes, this is the highest category, the most serious, and why people need to take this recall so seriously.
Well, we're taking it seriously in my house. I mean, we have 4 kids. We eat a lot of frozen blueberries. It's a, kind of a staple of our diet. Should we just be steering clear of all berries altogether, or just specifically this brand? I mean, what are the best practices here?
Yeah, like your house, my house is also a fan of the frozen fruit, and we're not going to be stopping to buy frozen blueberries altogether. But, this is another reason why people really need to pay attention to food recalls, whether it's, checking the FDA website or watching this show or other news programs. It's really important to stay sort of informed about these, because you don't want to stop eating all frozen fruit altogether or fruit altogether. They're healthy, nutritious foods, but definitely stay away from this brand, the Greenwise recalled frozen blueberries, and watch for any signs or symptoms of E. coli if you have been exposed to them recently.